Nobody expected Alex Eala to survive the first round. Instead, she started eliminating champion after champion. A Queen's Club winner, a Grand Slam champion, the world number 2. And then, just hours before the biggest match of her career, a black SUV arrived at the stadium. WTA officials stepped out. They weren't there to congratulate her. They were there to inspect her racket. Within minutes, rumors spread across the tournament. They're checking her equipment. Do they think she's cheating? But what really happened behind those closed doors? And why did the biggest story of the Berlin Open suddenly become surrounded by controversy? Let's find out. Sometimes the greatest stories in sports don't begin with a superstar. They begin with someone nobody is paying attention to. That was Alex Eala. She arrived in Berlin carrying nothing but confidence, determination, and a wildcard entry. At just 21 years old, the Filipino star was ranked outside the very top of the women's game. She wasn't one of the favorites. She wasn't expected to lift the trophy. For many fans, she was simply another young player hoping to gain experience before Wimbledon. But Alex had a different plan. She wasn't coming to compete. She was coming to shock the world. Her first obstacle was Racket. The Croatian entered Berlin full of confidence after winning Queen's Club and looked like one of the strongest grasscourt players on tour. Most experts believed Alex's tournament would end right there. Instead, she played fearless tennis. Every return was aggressive. Every rally looked controlled. Every pressure point made her stronger. When the final ball landed out, Alex had secured a straight sets victory. The tennis world noticed, but they still weren't convinced. Many believed it was simply a great performance against one opponent. What happened next changed everything. Waiting for her in the round of 16 was one of the biggest names in women's tennis, Elena Rybakina, world number 2, Grand Slam champion, one of the most dangerous grasscourt players on the planet. Only weeks earlier, Rybakina had beaten Alex comfortably. History wasn't on Alex's side. Experience wasn't on her side. Even the betting odds were against her. But tennis isn't played on paper. From the opening games, Alex looked different. She wasn't intimidated. She attacked first. She redirected Rybakina's power with remarkable precision. Her left-handed angles pulled the champion all over the court. Every winner increased the belief inside the stadium. Every hold of serve increased the pressure on the favorite. Then came the biggest moment. Match point. Silence. One final rally. And suddenly, the impossible became reality. Alex Eala had defeated the world number 2. The crowd erupted. The biggest victory of her career had just become official. Emotion immediately took over. Instead of celebrating wildly, Alex reached for her phone and called her father. Back home, her family could barely believe what they had witnessed. For millions of Filipino fans, this wasn't just another win. It was history. The entire tennis world now had one question. Who exactly is Alex Eala? But Berlin wasn't finished creating headlines. Not even close. Next came Elena Svitolina, a former world number 3, 20 WTA titles, one of the smartest competitors on tour. Many expected Alex's magical run to finally end. Instead, she produced perhaps her most complete performance yet. She dictated rallies. She defended brilliantly. She stayed calm under pressure. In barely over an hour, Svitolina was defeated in straight sets. 2 consecutive top 10 victories. At this point, people could no longer call it luck. Alex Eala had become the biggest story in tennis. Still, one challenge remained before the final. Linda Noskova. Their previous meeting had been painful. Earlier that season, Noskova had dominated Alex, handing her one of the toughest defeats of her career. Many players never recover from losses like that. Champions use them as motivation. Alex chose the second option. From the opening point, she looked like a completely different player. Confident, aggressive, focused. Every winner erased another memory of that painful defeat. Every game brought her closer to revenge. When the final point ended, Alex raised both arms. Revenge complete. 4 consecutive victories. 4 top 20 opponents eliminated. A wildcard had just reached the biggest final of her career. The entire tennis world suddenly had a new star. Media outlets couldn't stop talking about her. Fans flooded social media with praise. Experts began calling her one of the most exciting young players in the sport. Everything pointed toward a dream ending. But that's when something strange happened. Something nobody saw coming. Just as Alex was preparing for the biggest match of her life, A black SUV quietly rolled into the players' entrance. Several WTA officials stepped out. Their destination wasn't the media center. It wasn't the tournament office. It was Alex Eala's locker room. Within minutes, whispers spread across the stadium. They're checking her racket. They think something isn't right. They can't believe she's playing this well. No one knew the truth. But one thing was certain. Alex's incredible run had suddenly become surrounded by mystery. And what happened behind those closed doors would leave the tennis world asking questions long after the tournament ended. Just when it seemed like nothing could stop Alex Eala, everything changed. The excitement around her incredible run had completely taken over Berlin. Fans packed the grounds wearing Philippine flags draped across their shoulders. Reporters crowded every practice court. Television crews followed her every move. Overnight, the 21-year-old wildcard had transformed from an underdog into the biggest story in women's tennis. She had defeated 4 top 20 players in a row. She had reached her first ever WTA 500 final. And now, only one match stood between her and one of the greatest upsets the sport had ever seen. But before she could step onto center court, a black SUV quietly pulled into the restricted players' entrance. Nobody knew why it was there. Tournament staff immediately noticed the unfamiliar vehicle. Security personnel became unusually alert. Conversations stopped almost instantly as several officials stepped out and headed directly toward the locker room. They weren't sponsors. They weren't tournament organizers. According to reports circulating around the venue, they were WTA officials, and they had come to see Alex Eala. Within minutes, whispers spread through Steffi Graf Stadium. They're checking her racket. Do they think something isn't right? They can't believe she's playing this well. No one knew whether those rumors were true, but that didn't stop speculation from spreading like wildfire. Journalists rushed toward the players' area hoping to get answers. Fans began posting updates online before anyone knew what was actually happening. Social media exploded. Some believed the inspection was routine. Others insisted something much bigger was unfolding behind closed doors. The mystery only continued to grow. Inside a private room, Alex reportedly remained remarkably calm. Imagine the pressure. You're only 21 years old. You've just produced the greatest week of your career. Millions of people around the world are suddenly talking about you. Then, without warning, officials ask to inspect the one piece of equipment you've trusted throughout the tournament. For many players, that moment would be overwhelming. Not Alex. According to people close to the situation, she never appeared rattled.
No panique, no frustration,
no emotional reaction. She simply handed over the racket and waited. Because deep down, she already knew something important. She had nothing to hide. For roughly 30 minutes, officials carefully examined her equipment. Every detail mattered. The frame, the strings, the specifications. Everything was reportedly checked. Outside the room, the tension kept building. Nobody knew what the outcome would be. Would the tournament's biggest story suddenly become its biggest controversy? Or would everything turn out to be nothing more than routine procedure? Minutes felt like hours. Then, the door finally opened. Alex walked out carrying the same racket she had used all week. Her expression, completely calm. Reporters instantly surrounded her. Questions came flying from every direction. What happened inside? What were they looking for? Did they find anything? Why did they inspect your racket? Everyone wanted answers. Alex paused for a moment, then delivered a response that perfectly reflected her personality. You'll have to ask them. I'm just here to play tennis. That was it. No drama.
no accusations,
no emotional speech. She simply walked away. Ironically, her silence only made the story even bigger, because neither side revealed many details. The WTA offered no public explanation regarding the reported inspection. Alex's team also chose not to discuss it. Without official answers, speculation filled the vacuum. Within hours, the story spread across international sports media. Fans around the world were divided. Some believed it was simply a standard equipment verification. Others questioned the timing. Why now? Why after 4 stunning victories? Why just before the biggest final of her career? Those questions fueled endless debate online. Supporters from the Philippines rallied behind their rising star. Many argued that extraordinary performances naturally attract extra attention. Others believed Alex had earned respect, not suspicion. The hashtag surrounding the reported racket inspection quickly gained traction. with thousands of fans sharing opinions, theories, and messages of support. One fan wrote, "She beat champion after champion. Maybe people simply couldn't believe what they were seeing." Another posted, "No matter what happens, nobody can take away what she accomplished this week." Whether people agreed or disagreed, one fact remained undeniable. The entire tennis world was now watching Alex Eala. The pressure had never been greater. But there was one problem. The biggest match of her life was still waiting. She couldn't spend time thinking about rumors.